things that tables had keys hanging from them, and like, I'm gonna put them on a little necklace, and these things were my brother's from his wedding, and these are the earrings they gave me. It's a stupid little story, and I just had to say it. Now I'm done. Sorry, now I'll go to poems. I think, Diane, that it was perfect that you read the Scars poem by William Stafford, because I quote it excessively and reference it in a poem that I'm going to be reading right now. Like, you're saying the lines of my thing. And I don't have the book with me, but from moving to Texas, it was the first book of poems that I had ever written in Texas, and it's one of 3 in a series of pheromemes from 2017 poems. And I thought, therefore, that I would share a poem from that, which I don't happen to have the book with me, so I'm going to read that. And this poem, as soon as I find it, is called Vanishing Scars. And by the way, if you guys see that I do publishing stuff and things, Scars Publications is a prose poem that I wrote about scars. And so there are scars references everywhere, which I thought was perfect for being well shared. This with the William Stafford poem from Vanishing Scars, combined with quotes like. They tell you how it was and how it happened again and again. They tell the slant life takes when it turns and slashes your face as a friend. Any wound is real, he says, and yes, it's true, I know it. For the faces of promise are also the places the scars will be. Yes, bright-eyed children, this is the battle you have to look forward to. Brace yourself. If you know now, now, it might hurt less then. For once we are grown, we are all too aware of past tortures and traumas. They leave physical and emotional scars we wear like badges, while knowing these scars scar us. Hide your marks from your face, your stomach from when you were in a hospital against your will for months. Hide the bruises around your neck after you leave the country to escape a man who tried to then, the man who once claimed that he loved you. Force yourself to forget the disappointing diatribes your disappointment of our father gave you while you struggle to be stronger than him, despite him. If you internalize some scars, turn them around and then watch your helplessness transform to rage, then to solace and insight to help others recover from their own physical and sexual traumas. They say that time heals all wounds, and you wish for the scars to vanish. Your brutish demeanor is a blemish you wish would perish. But wait a minute. Search for that scar on the cleft of your chin from when you scratched when you had the chicken pox. You could swear that scar was there, but where did it go? And then you turn to the one you loved, and they tell you they've never seen the scars. That you've always been a bright white beam of light, almost too blinding for anyone to fully take in. Which is why you can never be fully understood. And this is all they think when they see you. And all they can say is, I love you. And maybe that is the treatment for the traumas and the scars too hard to handle. Any wound is real for scars too hard to handle. And any wound is real as long as you give it the power to take over your soul and fester into a fiendish demon. So, just remember that despite those vanishing scars that are now too taxing to tally, despite those battle scars, you are a blinding light that no one, thankfully, will ever fully understand. Pheromemes, haiku, Instagram, Twitter, and poetry. And I said, I don't want my big picture on it, so I'm actually going to use my kindergarten picture. See, why not? Anywho, and because someone before me happened to talk about atomic power, I thought I would do this Instagram poem from this book. Pheromemes, he's taking a picture. Pheromemes. because it says Instagram, Twitter, and poetry, that's because when I have short poems and they have Instagram images, I'm just showing this off for you guys to see that sometimes they come with an image, and I try to share them in the book as well. That's why it's called that one. But this was after stuff about Chernobyl, and it's called Dance Among the Ashes. It all came around and on top of us so fast. You could think that there was a fire in the sky. That way, above the clouds, the air turned an almost iridescent blue, like the base of a candle. There was a fire in the distance. You thought you were a safe distance away to watch. The ashes, bigger than silver dollars, make you feel like you're living through some sort of abstract ticker tape parade. The sky show seemed so almost surreal, with 2:30 a.m. glowing that almost made you want to dance among the ashes. None of us knew we were dancing with death, and what we breathed, what we touched, now made this the most dangerous place on earth. After a day, my face turned pink, almost like I had too much to drink. But after what happened, after what came on so fast, no drink was enough for what would come next.
Mm.
Things were like that. This is one more Animal Tales poem that I wrote last night.
Yay, fresh.
That's not giving. This one is called Espanola Lore. While docked at Espanola Island, an Ecuadorian local explained that though they were once almost extinct, sea lions here now flourish. But along every beach like this, one rules, whom we call the beach master. What a fun little tidbit, I thought, and then took time for a swim. But 20 yards out, hip deep in the Pacific, I looked at the beach and saw one sea lion testing the domain of the beach master until the beach master charged at the other, who fled into the ocean straight to me. But unlike the ocean currents, no wave of panic washed over me. I knew they weren't after me, so all I could do was stand perfectly still, stare as they approach. They rushed closer. I didn't budge as the fleeing sea lion brushed along my left and the pursuant beach lion brushed along my right. After a moment, I turned to see the one sea lion chase the other into the ocean until I could see them no more. Beachgoers were worried about me in the large beast's path, but I knew I was okay. I learned early not to infringe on others' lives or cultures, and this way we can all learn, love, and flourish together.
Yeah.